You're here, you're seeking profound truth, inner peace, maybe some kind of unshakable presence. Well, congratulations, you're officially in denial.
Ouch.
Or perhaps, awakening.
Yeah.
Because traditional breakdowns were getting a bit mainstream.
Okay, I see where this is going.
Welcome you to this.
I am trying to find the path to awakening, seriously. But it feels less like a clear path and more like I'm constantly bumping into spiritual furniture in the dark, stuff I didn't even know was there.
The path. Well, here's the thing. Maybe the path doesn't actually matter.
No path.
Because maybe there is no path. Not really. Just, a kind of spiritual obstacle course.
Right.
Probably designed by some trickster guy who really enjoys irony. You might think that journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? More likely it starts with comparing your progress to everyone else's perfectly curated highlight reel online.
Guilty. But what about all the practices, the meditation, the mindfulness stuff, the yoga poses I can barely hold? I thought these are the tools, the things meant to get me somewhere.
Yes, the tools,
Yeah.
of course. Like that meditation cushion. Promises serenity, delivers
Right.
mostly knee pain and a side of existential dread.
Sounds familiar.
Or the yoga mat that somehow becomes your entire personality for a week.
Maybe 2 weeks.
And those mindfulness apps. Tracking your breath while simultaneously reminding you your free trial is about to end. Very present moment that. See, these aren't tools to get you enlightened. They're more like ways to pass the time until you finally realize you are already here. Probably checking your phone.
Okay, but I tried meditating to quiet my mind, Roshi. I really did.
Yeah.
Now, instead of this loud, chaotic marketplace in my head, it's quieter, sure, but it's more like a passive-aggressive book club constantly whispering critiques about my life choices. Is that recorded?
Progress.
Progress. Is that what we're calling it? The whole idea of progress is just another story your mind cooks up, mostly to avoid having to sit still for 5 minutes. Oh, you try to embrace impermanence, right? But then you get genuinely upset when your favorite coffee shop changes the menu.
That was a dark day.
Or you decide to enter the now and immediately start drafting a mental to-do list for tomorrow.
Okay, yes, bye.
Awareness doesn't magically solve your problems. It just gives you a really, really good front row seat to the whole circus. You just get to watch yourself being terrible, but, more consciously.
So wait, it's not actually about feeling better.
Feeling better? No. Awakening is emphatically not about feeling better.
Then what is it? It's more about realizing you are already this absolute, probably unfixable mess. And somehow, for some utterly inexplicable reason, that is...
Doesn't sound very appealing.
It's like spiritual bankruptcy, maybe. But with better smells, perhaps from incense. It doesn't make you happier. It just makes your suffering sound more profound when you complain about it. You'll catch yourself explaining to a complete stranger that, attachment causes suffering, while simultaneously frantically searching for your lost keys.
Okay, I can see that. It does feel like I'm just watching myself do the same things over and over, observing the thoughts, the patterns.
So you became the watcher.
Yeah,
Excellent. 5 stars. Would not recommend the view, right?
pretty much.
You watch yourself making the same mistakes, dating the same type of unavailable people, scrolling endlessly on your phone. And then you have this realization, I am not my thoughts. Which is great, except you're still the poor soul stuck in the same room with them. Observing this relentless broadcast of random anxieties, old marketing jingles, and awkward memories you definitely didn't consent to download.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Just because something keeps happening doesn't make it a pattern. It's merely a recurring teaching opportunity.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, you keep failing. The ego doesn't die. It just gets a spiritual makeover. Maybe starts a podcast about its incredible journey of transformation. It's not the enemy. It's just the loudest, most obnoxious roommate you simply cannot evict.
So you just live with it.
You might finally stop identifying with your ego, sure, only to immediately start identifying very strongly with being someone successfully stopped identifying with their ego. It's advanced circular thinking, really.
Okay, my head hurts now. Someone actually told me, quite seriously, you are already enlightened.
Right. And did you ask them where the customer service desk was? For a refund, perhaps?
It genuinely, truly feels like some kind of cosmic joke sometimes.
Doesn't it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe enlightenment is that glorious, slightly terrifying moment when you finally get it, when you realize the whole damn thing is one colossal cosmic joke. And congratulations, you are the punchline.
Oh, wonderful.
The instant I finally truly surrendered, let go of needing to be awakened.
Where?
Still wasn't awakened, not in the way I imagined. But I did stop agonizing about it quite so much, which was something. A lot of these observations really seem to target the ego and just how incredibly resilient it is, even on a spiritual path.
Oh, absolutely. There's that one asking, is it true that we are all one? And the response is something like, yes, in a horrifically inconvenient, I can't believe I'm related to that guy kind of way. Or being told to find yourself and then getting completely lost, maybe literally, and realizing you can't even find your car keys, let alone your true nature.
What's the actual point of all this seeking?
And the Zen master's response in one of those jokes is telling. The point is that there is no point. Enjoy the pointless pointlessness. Or don't, whatever.
They're not what we expect. You ask, is there life after death? And the reply redirects you, is there life before death? It pulls you back to the present moment, to this life.
Or the absolute classic, what is the sound of one hand clapping? And the potential answers aren't philosophical treatises. They're things like, ask the other hand, or maybe the sound of someone who really needs a hobby. Well, the irony being pointed out is that ultimately the teaching says there is no path, because you're already here, and crucially, there's no separate you to walk it anyway, which is, inconvenient.
Deeply inconvenient. And the tools, the cushions.
Ah, the cushions. Often just instruments for leg paralysis, it seems.
And the journals. Mine's titled, I Am Enough, and it's mostly empty, especially after Mercury retrograde.
A common fate, and houseplants become emotional support ferns, right? All while feeling vaguely guilty you're not doing enough inner work, whatever that actually means.
Totally. So maybe try a mantra like, I am the awareness in which all arises.
You can try. Repeat it. See if it sinks in. The outcome. Maybe profound peace. Or maybe you just sound, well, pretentious at parties. The odds might favor one over the other.
Right. This is exactly it. Reading through this stuff felt less like getting a treasure map and more like being told the treasure's fake, the map's imaginary, you don't exist, and somehow you still owe postage. This whole deep dive feels less like finding myself and more like my identity just ghosted me.
An apt description.
It's this weird sense that awakening isn't about becoming some perfect version, but just seeing the absolute mess you already are. And that seeing is the point. It feels kind of like spiritual bankruptcy, but with incense.
Seeing the structure of the mess, perhaps, yes.
And the signs you mentioned. Oh boy. Stop taking things personally. Okay, I'll try. Wait, are you saying I take things personally? How dare you? Don't believe your thoughts. Got it. Except the thought, this is really dumb, which feels incredibly true.
Naturally.
You're not your story. Okay, fine. But aren't you going to ask me about my story? Just a little.
The paradoxes are plentiful.
They really are.
Yeah.
Like, if everything is one, why am I still mentally blaming my neighbor for leaving their bins out?
A practical korean for daily life.
And this need for enlightenment. You feel it so strongly you might even pay for workshops, right? But the teaching is, it's free. You already have it. It's like demanding a refund for a free sample.
Mind struggles with this. It wants a transaction, a goal achieved.
Exactly. Then trying to be the witness. Okay, I'm witnessing. Oh, wait, now I'm judging the witness for not witnessing properly. Great. Now there are two of me needing therapy.
The layers of mind. Yes.
So awareness doesn't fix it. It just means you suffer more consciously.
It means you see the suffering for what it is, perhaps without the extra layer of story. But yes, consciously is the word.
All right. Consciously miserable sometimes.
Got it. The universe delivers, as they say, just rarely express delivery on what you ordered. Or consider the meditation of passive-aggressive stillness. Be like a lake, calm, deep, and quietly judging every boat that floats by.
That sounds suspiciously familiar.
And we could update some classics. The Four Agreements, expanded edition. Be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, always do your best. And number 5, pretend it's all working out perfectly.
Especially in public, yes.
Then there's this struggle with presence. Let's call it the cosmic rule of selective presence. Be here now, unless here is boring, then, spiritually scroll through your worries.
My default setting, basically.
And everyone's a mirror, right? The law of divine projection mapping. Except some mirrors you encounter seem, frankly, quite correct.
Or just funhouse mirrors, maybe.
Indeed, and patterns. Just because something keeps happening doesn't mean it's a deep spiritual sign. It might just be what's happening. Call it a teaching opportunity if it makes you feel better while you're annoyed.
Okay. Lowering expectations. Got it.
And the whole journey itself. The cosmic law of ritualized floundering. It starts with confusion, proceeds through delusion, and often ends with a slightly awkward group photo.
Documenting the floundering.
So, after wading through all this spiritual satire, I guess, What does it all actually mean for me? For you, listening?
Well, maybe it means you've already arrived. You were never actually anywhere else.
But it doesn't feel like an arrival.
Exactly. It just feels like like this, right now. Maybe the whole point isn't really to escape the confusion or the absurdity or just the mundane day-to-day suffering.
Then what is it?
Maybe it's simply to get better at noticing it all. And hopefully learning to laugh at it.
Laugh at the absurdity.
Why not? After all, your awareness, that deeper part of you, it might find the jokes hilarious. Even if that perpetually stressed out identity you carry around all day keeps demanding royalty payments for the material. So keep sitting, keep watching the show, The Internal Circus, and just try, if you can. Try not to accidentally mistake your own spiritual performance for the real thing.
One of the observations touches on enlightenment being that moment when you finally realize it's all just one big cosmic joke. If that's true, does that make you the punchline?
Or, drawing from another perspective we touched on, if the path to enlightenment really is paved with just a whole lot of people wandering around asking for directions, then maybe the real question is, where exactly are you trying to go anyway? Something to perhaps mull over on your own journey.